Well, let's get to the details because this is going to affect students across the globe. As far as the face-off between the Trump administration versus Harvard continues, now there is a fresh angle that has now come to light. It is now Trump versus universities that has now continued to escalate, where the United States has now temporarily decided to halt the scheduling of new student visa interviews at its embassies worldwide. Now, this pause comes at a time when the Trump administration is preparing to implement even stricter rules requiring more extensive social media screening of foreign students applying for visas. Now, this directive that was issued through a diplomatic cable, that by the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. According to this particular cable, consular offices have been instructed to stop scheduling new appointments for student and exchange visitor visas, while updated guidelines on social media vetting have also been finalized. Now, this move is a part of the administration's broader effort to tighten immigration policies, which includes increased deportations and the potential revocation of student visas. International students and applicants are now left anxiously waiting for further details on how these changes may impact when it comes to their plans in the United States of America. We have Rishabh and Trinjoy connected with us. Rishabh, now that is a big move that we are looking at. Of course, it was Donald Trump versus Harvard, and also seeking all of the details of the foreign students that were studying at Harvard, but it has gone much bigger in scale now, as all of the universities are expected to be affected, with hundreds and thousands of students across the globe as well.
Well, Amita, what we are given to understand that in a cable, a diplomatic cable that has come to almost every embassy of the United States worldwide, including India, it suggests that any new student visa appointment should not be permitted. The interviews that have already been scheduled are permitted to go ahead is what we are given to understand via sources, but new student visa interviews will not be set up, and this is going to hit students globally. Remember, only in India you have the good percentage of students going abroad goes to US for their further studies. And what's the reason? The Trump administration say that they will ramp up the social media screening of these students. So basically, if you have been anti-Trump, anti-United States or its state policies, you will not be granted a student visa for United States, is in a way indirectly being said. So, apart from that, if we talk about what has happened in the United States, we have seen students being deported on their social media profiles, students being, denied to carry forward their studies, Harvard being denied to take any international student, and so on and so forth. So there is, a disagreement between the Trump administration and academia, and Trump administration definitely holds the right, and it is as the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson said, visa is sovereign right of any country. So the Trump administration is using its sovereign right over its visa now to ensure that anyone with a view which is not in line with the United States will not be permitted in the United States.
So who decides that, Trinjoy? When we speak of social media vetting or scrutiny, now if one having a personal opinion of any other issue across the globe, will that be also scrutinized before one enters, say, for example, any university in the United States of America?
Yes, it will be up to those people who are looking at the social. For instance, if I were to go to the United States, they would check and see what my social media accounts say, what I have said on X, what I have said on Facebook, and so on. And if that is found objectionable by the government, then I don't get a visa. That's really the bottom line. But what it also means is something more worrying. It means that, first of all, thousands and thousands of people, including from India, apply for visas. So if a lot of people have applied for visas, we are in May. So May, June, and July is all that people will have in the embassies, in the consulates, to actually grant visas after visa interviews. Because in India, at least, thousands of people, more than perhaps any other country, apply for student visas. So it will actually put more pressure on the consulates in Calcutta and Mumbai and Chennai and so on, and on the embassy in Delhi, because there will be so little time. Because let's say 100,000 people have applied for visas, right? And now it will get to a stage when people will look at all these applications, then give a go-ahead fairly later.
So you're probably, when it comes to one's personal point of view or any thought or opinion towards any political activity globally, if it doesn't match with that of what is followed by the US government, then you are in a possibility of having your visa denied, especially if you are a student. That seems to be the bottom line that is now coming across, where it would have affected when it comes to thousands of students who are applying for their visas for further education in the United States of America. But there is many questions that still remain unanswered, especially to those students who are already studying in the United States of America. Their future also seems uncertain, if at all, especially they are associated with Harvard. For the moment, Srinjoy and Rishabh, thank you very much for joining in. Let's in the meantime